Welcome to Parsha with Purpose, where each Parsha becomes a guide to living with meaning, serenity, and joy. As Yaakov stood on the brink of descending to Egypt, he knew what this journey meant. Egypt wasn't just a place on a map. It was the beginning of exile, of uncertainty, of a future that felt daunting and out of his control. And that's when Hashem appeared to him and said, "I am the God of your father. Do not be afraid to go down to Egypt. I will go down with you, and I will surely bring you back up. And Yosef will place his hand upon your eyes." What does this mean, and Yosef will place his hand upon your eyes? The Zohar tells us, this is the secret of Kriyas Shema. But what does Yosef placing his hand over Yaakov's eyes have to do with Shema? Chazal teach us that in this world we experience both joy and pain. There are moments when we say Hatov v'Hametiv, who is good and does good. Thank you, Hashem, for the good. And there are moments when all we can say is Baruch Dayan Ha'emes, Hashem, you are the true judge, accepting what we don't understand. But in the world to come, we'll see the full picture, and then we'll realize that even what once felt painful was somehow part of the good, and we'll only say the blessing, who is good and does good. Right now, we don't see that clarity. We're living inside the story, not at the end of it. And that's why Moshe Rabbeinu once asked Hashem, "Show me your ways." He was really asking the question most people ask at some point. Why do good people suffer? Why does life sometimes feel so unfair? Hashem's answer? You can't see my face. You can only see my back. Meaning while things are happening, we don't understand them. Only in hindsight, sometimes much later, sometimes only in the next world, can we begin to see how the pieces fit together. And this is exactly what we declare when we say Shema Yisrael. We say Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad. The name Hashem represents mercy. The name Elokeinu represents judgment. And we are saying they are one. Even when it feels like judgment, even when it hurts, even when it doesn't make sense, the same God who feels hidden is the God who is holding us. And that's why we cover our eyes when we say Shema, because sometimes what we see is too painful, too confusing, too raw to reconcile with the belief that everything is ultimately good. So we cover our eyes, not in denial, but in trust. And this is where Yosef comes in. Yosef's entire life looked like a series of tragedies, rejected, betrayed, sold, imprisoned, forgotten. And yet every step brought him exactly where he needed to be, to save lives, to reunite his family, to fulfill a divine plan far bigger than he could ever have imagined. Yosef didn't see the full picture while he was living it, but Hashem did. So when Hashem tells Yaakov, Yosef will place his hand over your eyes, he's saying, remember Yosef. Remember that not everything needs to be understood to be meaningful. Remember that I am with you, even in Egypt. This is the secret of Shema, learning to trust Hashem even when we can't see where the road is leading, believing that love and guidance are present even when life feels like exile. And perhaps the greatest thing we can do then is to gently cover our eyes and whisper, Hashem Echad. Have a good Shabbos.